Let's look at one of the really good aspects of our reservation system, the ability for you to make custom fields on the registration. This is off of the settings, registration, and then you'll see there's a custom fields link there. Right now for our fake customer here, Demo Paintball, we have no custom fields. There's none defined. Now what are custom fields? If we look at a standard registration, here's what your customer would go through registering. They have to put in their name, their email address. They get to choose their start time and how many guests, what are the age, name of the party, phone number. There's a place for comments, and that's it. But perhaps you want some more information. So for example, maybe you have 50 caliber guns. We do at our field. So we have 50 caliber and 68 caliber, and it might be handy in advance to have the customers make that decision and know which guns you're going to be using. That way you can have them ready for when they show up. So in order to do that, we can set up a new custom field on their registration. So we'll call this pick a gun size. All right, pick a gun size. So then we're going to make this an option, which gives us the drop downs. After you're done doing that, and that's really all you'd have to do there, we're going to update this. So now we have pick a gun size, and we know it's an option type. We're not making it a required field, but let's add these options. So for the options, we can have 50 caliber, which is smaller, and I've done this before, that's why it's showing up. It won't show up automatically for you. So we're going to add 50 caliber, and then we'll also add our 68 caliber standard size, we'll call it. Okay, so we add that. Now if we return to our fields, we have those two options there. And let's go over and take a look. We will just refresh this thing now. Pick a gun size is there, and we have the 50 caliber or the 68 caliber. Okay, so that's all there is to that. The problem is your customer may not know what's really going on. What is a 50 caliber? What is a 68 caliber? You've probably seen we have sometimes when you mouse over one of the fields that a bubble pops up with some additional information. You can do that when you're doing your custom just off the field. Here's where we can set whether or not we want to make it required, and here we can put in some notes. So for example, for this particular thing, we may want to add some notes like this. The 50 caliber is smaller, lighter, have less sting. Highly suggested for younger players. For additional information, you can click on info if we're going to add in additional info. I'm going to break this down even to make it smaller so it doesn't run all the way across the field, and we can even choose to center this if we want. And now if I save this, we go down to the bottom and we're going to update. Now when we go back into our field here and I refresh, what happens is pick a gun size. When I mouse over it, they get that message. The 50 cal are smaller, lighter, and have less sting. Highly suggested for younger players. For additional info, you can click on the inf. Well, let's go correct that, shall we? So for additional info, edit, you can click on the info button. What info button? Well, we're going to create that right now. The second thing, the additional info WYSIWYG down here, we can put in additional information. I've saved myself a little time here. I've got a whole bunch of additional information that we're going to cut and copy and paste into here. So this information says, well, both guns shoot a paintball at the same speed, the 50 caliber are lighter, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Lots of information we're going to put in there. In fact, we can even add images to this as well. If I go on over to my page, I've got a picture of the 50 caliber versus the 68 caliber on my standard web page. I can right click on that and I can copy the image location. So that's going to give me the URL of where it exists. So now if you're good with a little extra HTML, you can go into HTML, and up at the top here I'm going to add imgsrc equals, so I'm going to just add that image. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our normal view, and there's my image there. But I want this to wrap around it, so when I go to my HTML, I'm going to add the align equals left. That will stick it at the upper left. and wrap all my text around it. So now that's what we have. I'm going to update this. And so now if we go back to our registration and we refresh again, anytime you add info in the bottom thing, it will automatically pop up an info button for you. So when they mouse over, they can see the 50 cal or lighter. They have the choice for 50 and 68. And if they want additional information, they can click on the info button, and that's going to pop up additional information for them as far as what the gun size are and have pictures. So you can go in and you can do any of these edits and modifications in order to make your registration look the way you want. Just for fun, let's add another quick new field just so you can see how it works. Let's make it how many pizzas. Yeah, so I've done that before. How many pizzas do you want there? We'll just choose that there. We're going to make this a short text. We're going to put some notes in there. Let us know how many and what toppings. Example, 2 cheese and 1 sausage. Pizzas, single topping pizzas are $10 each. Okay, so we're just going to take this. We can add color and things to this. So let's go in here and we're going to turn that into red. And let me go back and capitalize that S there. And now we're going to take this and we're going to change the size of that. Let's make that a 1 point there, real small. Okay, take out this space, take out that space. I'm ready to go here. Okay, now let's center it. What the heck? Okay. And then we can go in and make this bold. Try not to make things too big, too obnoxious when you're doing this type of stuff. So we have added the short text there. Let's update this. And now we can see that we have pick a gun size and how many pizzas do you want. If we go on over and we refresh this here, you can see we have notes, how many pick a gun size, how many pizzas do you want. When I mouse over that, just like we just created, let us know how many and what toppings. Example, 2 cheese and 1 sausage, and all our notes, including the colors, the bold, etc. So we can add these custom things. Now let's suppose we want the pizzas to be above the gun size. We can do that as well. When we go in here, you're going to see there's an icon to the left of the names of the different things. Move to change the order. So if I just grab this and I can click and hold it, and then when I do that I can move it around, I move it above the other one. Now I have pizzas first, then gun size first. Okay, and if we go back to our thing, if I refresh, you'll see that they will change in order. Now the pizzas are first, then the gun size comes next. A quick word of warning. Although this allows you to have an unlimited number of fields and options in those fields, it's really best not to. Research has shown that customers get frustrated and confused if presented with more than 3 options for any given decision. Go with bronze, silver, and gold. Avoid copper, brass, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, tungsten, uranium, topaz, diamond, sapphire, pearl, ivory, well, you get the idea. If a decision can be made just as easily at your field, don't put it on your reservation. For example, we have hooded sweatshirts. We also have gun upgrades that people can choose, but I don't need to know this information in advance. It will only make the reservation process more tedious. Make it simple and fast for your consumer. If you get a lot of phone calls asking questions about the registration process, you may want to evaluate and make it simpler for your customer. So go in, make the custom fields that you need to, and enjoy. We'll see you next time.